travelers, I'm Wheelchair Jimmy. We're rolling through Buenos Aires, Argentina again today. We're going to do a day trip down to Colonia Del Sacramento and its historic district, actually located in southwestern Uruguay. Again, we're with our trusted tour guide and now friend Andres Miguel from Tours by Locals. Colonia's charm and proximity to Buenos Aires draws thousands of Argentine visitors each year. You know, as background, Colonia was founded in 1680 by the Portuguese and occupies a strategic position on a beautiful peninsula that protrudes into the Rio de la Plata, the River of Silver, almost exactly opposite Buenos Aires. It's one of the oldest towns in Uruguay and is picture postcard charming. Although Colonia and Montevideo are both located in Uruguay, a country sandwiched between Brazil and Argentina, Colonia is actually closer and easier and cheaper to access by ferry boat from Buenos Aires. Buquebus runs the main ferry system fleet between Buenos Aires and Colonia de Sacramento. Now, we took the fast ferry, which takes an hour each way. Our ferry departed at 8:15 a.m. and we returned on the 4 p.m. boat. Cost was $90 per person round trip. There is a slower ferry, less expensive, which takes 3 hours each way. At least for the fast ferry, I'd advise purchasing tickets a few days in advance, either at the ferry terminal or Buenos Aires city locations. You know, I found online purchasing very difficult as the website was in Spanish. There are large, modern, wheelchair-accessible terminals in both Buenos Aires and Colonia, with accessible elevators and restrooms. The fast ferry interior is very large with plenty of space to walk or roll around and includes food and a tax-free retail area. The ferry had a large accessible elevator, one wheelchair accessible restroom, and shipboarding was easy with a long jetway type ramp with no steps. You can also drive your car onto the ferry. It's more expensive, and by law you must park your car on the ship and come upstairs during sailing. When you get to Colonia, the old city is really within walking distance, but it's principally cobblestone streets. So if you're in a wheelchair, there's really only one way to travel. Rent a golf cart. The rental office is located directly across from the Colonia terminal. You can see the rental site in the distance there, which is a reasonably level walk or roll. You know, the summer rental rate, about $80 for 6 hours. The old city was built by the Portuguese in the 17th century. If you make it here, which I highly recommend, be sure to drive up and down each street. You know, past the many small shops, retail stores, along the old fortress wall, the riverfront lighthouse, and past the tree-lined Plaza Mayor, the main square, where you'll find pretty rows of sycamore trees that offer protection from the summer heat. And you'll also find many, many cute local restaurants to stop for lunch. You know, we sat outside on the waterfront street patio of El Correon restaurant and had a relaxing lunch on a beautiful day. Our visit to Colonia was absolutely spectacular, from the ferry crossing to exploring this historic old city dating back hundreds of years, and it's all been beautifully maintained. So the terminals are very, very wheelchair accessible. The golf cart and the cobblestones, well, just a small challenge. And as always, people are willing to help, and we had a fabulous day, rich in history and culture. You know, Colonia de Sacramento is not to be missed. And Andre, he's probably the best tour guide in all of Buenos Aires. He can give us another great memory. Roll on, travelers!